dancing free. Behind the bulletproof glass of the visitor center, at some removed from intimacy, her hair astray, her eyes puffy, they had had to wake her. She told me some of the disheveled story. Her children that they had taken from her come back to her in dreams, asking for things that they need: a cup of milk, a coloring book, a hug. The psychiatrists in the correctional center had tried to humiliate her, shredding at the last piece of dignity that she still had left. But she had challenged them, resisted them, fought against them. She actually liked some of the convicts, women who seemed to understand what she was facing. Her lawyer had questioned her copping a plea, but he had never had to face stiff mandatory minimums for being an accessory to a stick-up. Sometimes she would laugh out loud, as if it were forced out of her. Flint-striking spark, come out hard but clear. Her parents had never wanted her, even though they were pillars of the Christian community. She must have trusted me some to tell me that. Her thin face and body on constant alert, looking at me, watching me, scrutinizing me for any hint of a duplicity or hidden agenda. We had met while we were both working at Acorn, a community action group in Orlando. I heard what had gone down one day when she didn't show up for work, eventually tracing her to this Florida Correctional Institution for Women. Sick of men who had beaten her, sick of men and women who had lied to her, sick of a world seemingly filled with endless duplicities, sick of her own alcoholism and coke addiction. Her last lover had thrown out everything that she owned one afternoon in the trash while she was too high to fight. There were times when her face would bloom up and spring light would come through. And she had wit and funny stories to tell. Her clairvoyant experiences, although no one believed her, thinking she was a little crazy. Wearing her oversized prisoner coveralls, a luminous but embittered child, yet often incredibly Buddha-like, somehow able to laugh at the absurdity of all of this. Above all, how she loved to dance. I had never seen her, could only imagine the lithe and light of her slender flying. She told me about earlier times when she still had dreams, a guy that she still loved. He was like part of me, you know? Now they say he has schizophrenia and never talks. When this is all over, she's going to scrap her first and last name and take on that of her great-grandmother, whom she never knew. They say she pulled a knife on a guy who moved in with her and was abusing her. Threw his ass right out of the house. I figure I'm like her. The guard comes for her. I have to go, she says. Suddenly, lights out. Everything blank. As I'm leaving through the decompression chambers, hearing and feeling the reverberation of remote-controlled locks in my bones as they clank me free, and in some weird echo, I hear old convicts whisper of daughters and sons gone astray, barred forever from stars and magic by the heavy doomed gates of the final lockup. About a year later, I heard that she had died of a heart attack in prison. As I offered my prayers up to heaven, I thought I could see her there, lithe and laughing, a beautiful princess once again, finally loosed from all the shackles that had preyed on her in life, dancing like a beam of light, finally free, free, free. Thank you.